My name's Natasha Bamblett. I'm a proud First Nations woman and I'm here to acknowledge country. Hello, beautiful friends. We gather on the lands of the Aboriginal people. We thank, acknowledge and respect the Aboriginal people's land that we're gathering on today. Take pleasure in all the land and respect all that you see. She's on the Money podcast acknowledges culture, country, community and connections, bringing you the tools, knowledge and resources for you to thrive.
She's on the
money.
She's on the money.
Hello and welcome to She's on the Money, the podcast that believes your mindset might actually matter more than your income. It starts with a bigger belief in what's possible for you, because the truth is you can earn more, you can save more, you can build more. Today we're talking about the mindset shift that can change your whole financial future and how to start building it for real. I'm Beck Syed and I'm joined by Victoria Devine, who has a very abundant brain and also a real understanding of how money actually works. Hi, VD.
I have an abundant brain.
Yeah.
I like that, but also I'm not entirely sure what that means.
No, actually, and me also, but it just felt right.
I like it. I feel like I do have an abundant brain now, but I haven't for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do try very hard to focus on abundant. It sounds real fluffy, but I think it actually works.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I am here for this because honestly, when people ask me, V, what's the one thing that separates people who build wealth from those people who stay stuck? It's not income. It's not even intelligence.
Right.
It's mindset. Like it's whether you believe wealth is actually available to you or whether you're stuck in survival mode without even realizing it. It is why I talk until the cows come home about you understanding your money story and where you have come from. Because if you cannot understand where you're coming from, Beck, how do you create a map to go where you want to go?
Yeah, that's so true.
Like you can't just get in the car and start driving and be like, oh, I know I'm going to end up in Queensland.
Yeah.
Well, what if you're starting in Darwin?
Exactly.
What if you're starting in Melbourne? Like how do we know where the map needs to lead, you know?
Yes.
So it's kind of like, it does sound a bit fluffy and I get that, but bear with me because I'm a science girly and there is genuine real science behind why mindset matters for your money.
Yeah.
And so we're going to share that with you.
Gorgeous. Because I know it also matters like the map thing. It's like you need to build a map based on where you're starting from. And that means that like maybe you're a person of color, maybe you grew up in a really poor household. It looks different for everyone. So the point is it probably is possible to get there.
It is.
It just
not
looks,
probably. It is.
It is. It's just it looks very different for different people. So
exactly.
Let's start at the very beginning. What even is an abundance mindset?
So an abundance mindset is hard. It's hard because as human beings, we are literally wired for survival. So remember that because when you're finding it hard, it's not because it's you, it's because that's how we're wired. But believing that wealth is not a limited resource is a very important start. It's believing that it is genuinely possible to create more, not that success or money is only for a lucky few. Like, babe, it's for you too. You just need to work for it. Like you just need to step into your abundance mindset era. The opposite of that though is a scarcity mindset, which I think we need to understand as much as an abundance mindset. We're not trying to embrace it, but if we don't understand it, we can't identify when we're falling into it. And it's the belief that, God, there's never enough, that somebody else wins, you lose, and that you have to hoard and protect everything because there's not going to be more. And if, you were talking before, if you grew up in a really poor background, you are probably going to have that mindset of scarcity because you're like, well, I don't know when we're going to get paid next, or I don't know if we're going to run out of food. Like I see it all the time in these situations and conversations and like it makes me sad. But at the same time, I'm like, how good is this that we're identifying this because we can work with this.
Yeah.
We can work with this. Like we can work with anything. We just need to be able to articulate and identify, and that's perfect. And studies actually show us with a growth-orientated mindset, an abundant mindset tends to be more financially resilient. People with an abundance mindset, Beck, are better at long-term planning and they are more likely to invest in themselves, in their own skills and their own future. Like, sorry, I want all of that. Like all of that I would like to sign up for. Do you not want that? Does not everyone not want to be an abundant mindset person?
Exactly. Yeah, that's so fair. But it definitely can be disheartening when you're like, if you've grown up in a household that's a little bit poorer and you're like, I don't have that money to fall back
Yeah,
odd,
or
but
like
it's-
you might be telling yourself the story of like, oh, that's not possible for me. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
which
my
is-
family don't do that, or no, like that's just not how it works. Like,
completely valid. But we can get out of that. So in the context of our money and finances, why is this important?
because I said so.
That's so true. And that is the end of the show.
Have a good day. Bye. But honestly, I feel like I'm being hippy dippy, but like, let's step into this abundance mindset. It honestly matters with money because it changes everything about how you show up financially. It's not just about surviving the setbacks. It's about being open to building more, to creating more, to earning more, and believing, girl, there's enough for you and everybody else. Like it's going to go around and come around. And if I'm successful, that should just serve as a really good example, not I'm successful and therefore you're not going to be. Like my success does not come at the detriment of yours. When you're thinking in your abundant mindset, like we're thinking abundantly, you are going to back yourself. You're going to be able to ask for bigger salaries and better opportunities because you know, well, success isn't limited. Like I'm not asking for this and hoping that it's just me who gets this. If I ask for this and I get this, I'm paving the way for everyone behind me. I'm setting an example. I'm showing other people what's possible. You end up investing in yourself and your skills and your future because you just trust everything's going to tick along and keep growing. Like it's not capped. Like you don't succeed and then full stop, end of story, we're done.
Yeah.
You spend in line with your values, which I think is so important, not fear knowing that your money is disappearing the second that you use it. And you save and invest because you believe in a future version of you who's thriving. She's not struggling. She's
Wow.
thriving. Like, and she's living her best life. Like she's going to Meredith and she's not even thinking about the budget.
That sounds so, I really can't wait to be her.
Right? But like,
She's there.
do we not want that?
Yeah.
Like, do we not want to be in a situation where we're just so comfy and we're living in line with our values and your values might be so different to mine and that is so cool.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, I can't think of anything worse than going to Meredith. Like not showering for 3 days back, that's not for me. Like it's really not. Like
I love it. I love an
Can you
excuse
imagine
to
seeing
not
this
shower.
girl at a music festival?
You'd thrive, V. You never know. You might
You
come
know
out
what?
of there.
You know what? I would embrace it for you, Beck. But you know what I mean? Everyone
Yes.
has different values and that's really lovely. But abundance turns money from something that you hoard or something that you're scared of or are fearful of into something that you're just building with.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to build what I'm building. You can go build your own thing. It's so cool because money can turn into anything.
Yeah.
Like money creates your reality.
Okay. So if abundance sounds so good, why does it feel so hard to actually believe in it? Like, why is it so easy to slip into that? Like, just like, how's it
Because we're all
possible? Is it never
cavemen.
enough?
We were all cavemen.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we used to live in caves. And I mean, this is me like obviously stereotyping very seriously. And you know what? We might kill one goat and who knows when the next goat's coming. You know, like you just didn't have that. So it is hardwired into our brains to live in a scarcity mindset. And there's a lot going on underneath, right? Like it could be in a 2025 context, it could be how you grew up around money, the narrative that was fed to you. Like you could have grown up in a really, really financially constricted family and it stressed everybody out. No one talked about money. Or you could have grown up really wealthy. And so you just think, oh my goodness, wealth it's for really bad people.
Yeah.
Like I've met so many people who don't like wealth because they grew up with wealth and they saw how it changed people.
Right.
I get that. That doesn't mean it has to be your reality. Like how cool is it, Beck, that I can be financially successful and help others? Like just because money exists doesn't mean that it is inherently bad. We could talk about broader economic anxiety. So like you're seeing what's going on with what's happened in politics or you're seeing what's going on and you're happening on Trump. Like you might be really anxious about what the future holds on an economic level and then real financial experiences. Like I'm not dismissing that you losing your job was not insanely stressful. That shit sucks, right? Like I'm not saying, oh, we just reframe it. No, that sucks. Like if you are struggling in debt, God, I get it. I was in more than $40,000 worth of personal debt. It is crippling. It makes you feel sick. It stops you from sleeping at night. It changes the way that you interact in your relationships with your friends and family. Like, I get it, but that doesn't mean that has to be your reality forever. And that's why we're talking about this.
Yeah, okay. So when you grow up with financial pressure, how does that shape your mindset long term?
Negatively.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like research from the American Psychological Association has shown that early financial stress can actually wire your brain into chronic scarcity thinking, where your default setting actually is always fear, cautiousness, and distrust around money. So when they talk about that and when you experience that, your brain is learning that money disappears really quickly. Good things, Beck, they do not last, and security is actually fragile. Like, we can't have long-term security. Like, you can feel secure this week, but maybe next week that is gone. And it is very hard to come out of that. And even once your circumstances improve, that wiring can actually still be running underneath to make it really hard to trust that abundance is possible for you. So, good example, you've grown up, you didn't have heaps of money, security was fleeting. Like, one week you'd be like, oh, we're eating well this week, we have some extra money, but like low key in the back of your mind, you just know that like a month from now it's not going to be like that. So you're kind of like making hay while the sun's shining. Like, you're enjoying it as much as possible. But like, what if now you have a really secure job, you have your emergency fund, you have your savings, but you're still feeling that? Like, you're hoarding the money and it's not helping you because you still ultimately think, okay, this is just for now though. Like, this is just for this minute, and next week or next month it's going to blow up or it's going to be taken from me. That's not something you're thinking every single day, but that's the deep-seated feeling. Like, that is the deep-rooted cause of why you are in a scarcity mindset, and we need to tackle that. Like, you can have an okay income bag, you can have a heap of savings and still be operating in a scarcity mindset. Like, just because you get more money doesn't mean you feel good about it. And that's why we need to work on your mindset and your money story. So it could look like, let's say that you now have your emergency fund set up, like you've got good income coming in. It could be panicking when you spend money. Like, you're just going to Coles and you're still feeling real anxious when you have to tap your card, even though you know the money's on your account, and you're like, oh, but this is essential spending. Like, I actually have to buy bread and milk.
Yeah.
Like, it could be paying bills late because you're like, oh, I want to keep the money in my account for as long as possible, and then going, damn it, I've gotten like a late fee. And feeling like you can't be good at money. But the reality is you're just like holding on to it for as long as possible. It's not that you're not good at money, it's that you're scared of it.
Yeah.
You could be feeling like you can never like relax financially, or believing that there's like only one right opportunity, and if you miss it, you're going to be doomed. Like, if you didn't invest right now, if you didn't invest 5 years ago, you're screwed. It's so often linked to that early emotional wiring that we were talking about before, not actual financial danger. Right. It's just like these ingrained thoughts and feelings, right? Like, back to our caveman time, right? So, you left your cave, you went for a nice wander, you're not wearing any shoes, and a bear runs after you. Bear scratches you. That's terrifying. That hurt, right? Next time you leave your cave, you can see a bear off in the distance. How do you feel?
Oh.
We're not happy about that.
Not happy.
We're scared.
Terrified.
Same thing happens with money, but money's the bear.
Right.
Like,
okay,
just because it's there doesn't mean it hasn't hurt you before. We need to like go through some therapy to work out, oh, well, maybe that bear's a friend. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
We need to change it. And we can genuinely rewire our brain. One of my favorite books is by a guy called, I believe it's Martin Deutsch, and it's called The Brain That Changed Itself.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to care about this book recommendation except for me, but it is literally about neuroplasticity and the ability to rewire your brain. And we're not just talking about money stories here. We're talking about people who had completely catastrophic accidents, became paraplegic, and they worked on rewiring their brain to make completely different connections so that they were still able to function. It's actually so cool. But the reason I like it is like, well, if they can do that, we can think differently about money. Like, if they can literally rewire their brain to function differently and create this neuroplasticity, I can do that. I can do that with money.
Yeah.
I'll do for you. Like, I'll fix it. I love it.
Okay.
So we can genuinely retrain our brains.
That is really good to know. So let's say someone's listening to this right now and thinking that's literally me.
The bear?
the bear. No, we are the caveman.
Yeah, we're the caveman.
What's one small thing they can do today to start shifting that?
I'm not going to answer that. I'm actually going to go to a really quick break, Beck.
Okay.
Because on the flip side, I'm going to answer that, but I'm not just going to answer that. I'm going to give you 2 super easy ways that you can actually rewire your money mindset that you could literally start doing today that is going to help your brain feel a little bit safer and start stepping into like our rich girl era.
Whoa.
We'll be back in a minute.
All right, welcome back, guys. So before the break, V really left us on a cliffhanger.
I hyped it up too. So like if these tips are really terrible, pretend that hype up never happened.
Okay.
I know they're good though, so.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. So you did promise us some practical ways to actually start building that rich girl mindset without needing to be some finance bro or spreadsheet wizard.
I'm the spreadsheet wizard, so I've done it for you. We don't have a finance bro. They're actually not welcome on my show. I sometimes let Glenn James on my show because like he's less finance
lovely.
bro.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Not a
fine.
finance bro.
No, absolutely. So, okay,
But
where do we begin?
all right, the first thing you're going to do, we're building evidence. Like I'm so sorry.
Building
like,
a case.
We are building a case. Like I wrote a thesis. Like I am and that's not a flex. It's more like I feel like whenever I do anything, I now have to properly research and reference it. So like you should too. So the first one is we are going to be collecting some real proof that money can flow, that money can stay, that money can grow, even in really small ways. Like we don't need to be gaslighting ourselves. We need to be creating proof. We're going to create a money safety snapshot. So it's probably going to take 10 minutes. So I want you to list financial resources you currently have, even if it's teeny tiny. So you might have like $50 or $100 or $200 in your savings. Look at your pay slip. What are your sick leave entitlements? Because that's financial security.
Yeah, true.
Like having some sick leave, knowing that you can go on leave when you are sick and still get paid. Oh my goodness, that is life-changing. Do you have access to Centrelink? If not, what do you need to do to get access to Centrelink if you need it? Like what's holding you back from applying if you're experiencing financial distress? You are teaching your brain, I'm not as powerless as my fear says I am. And fear is a very strong emotion. Psychologists, they actually call this resourcing. So naming your safety net so that your brain doesn't default to like worst case scenario always. Like how many times have you been in a financial pickle, Beck, and instead of looking at the facts, you're like, oh my God, I am absolutely screwed.
Yeah.
Like
Every day.
yeah, you just go, I'm in a pickle, but we're not looking at the facts. And if someone actually sat you down, like I can imagine if I sat you down and said, okay, Beck, like let's have a look. What can we do? How could we resource this? You'd be like, oh, actually I do feel a bit better. Do that for yourself. The next, wishy-washy, a little bit hippy-dippy, bear with me. We are starting a gratitude ritual. This literally changed my life. So it might feel small, but it has a very, very big impact on your mindset. So every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This morning, I said that I was grateful for a coffee. I said that I was grateful that my baby woke up laughing instead of screaming. And I was really grateful that I had an extra 5 minutes to actually do my makeup, not in the car.
Gorgeous.
So like, it doesn't have to be bougie, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be like, I am grateful for this person solving world hunger. Like it doesn't have to be that dramatic. Like yours could be, I'm actually really grateful that I have $23 in my savings account, or I'm really grateful that I actually paid my rent on time this month. That's an achievement. If you don't do that consistently, how good is it when you do it on time?
Yeah, totally.
Like that is slay. This shows your brain, hey, there's actually already some abundance going on here, and that makes it so much easier to believe that it is possible. It might sound hippy-dippy, but back to the research, neuroscientists have actually found that attentive gratitude practices, they actually rewire your brain and the pathways linked to optimism and resilience. Okay. So you might go, V, this is so lame. Why am I writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for? And in the moment, you might be like, I don't know, this is so dumb. And then you like write down really flippant things. That is still working.
Yeah.
I promise, just by focusing on it. Like, I'm not just saying this because I'm like, it'll make you feel better. No, neuroscience says that this will actually help you pave different pathways, and that is what we are trying to do. And according to a study from the Greater Good Science Center, people who kept a daily gratitude journal for just 3 weeks reported significantly higher optimism, lower stress, and even made better financial decisions.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's wild that it and actually very motivating to know that it really doesn't take that long. It's not like 6 months of very in-depth gratitude journaling.
No,
it's like,
3
wow,
weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks, 3 things
And I
every
imagine
single morning.
they would start
You
a
could do
bit
it
of
at
habit for
night
you.
as well. Like, I'm not sure about the research. I mean, I do
Sure.
it in the morning because that's what the research says, but like maybe you want to make that part of your nightly like reflection or whatever. And it does sound lame, but I promise when you start doing these things, you go, far out, this is actually starting to rewire my brain and damn it, it works. Do you know what I mean? And you just
Yeah.
go, I thought it was dumb. And then I did it. And I still think it sounds dumb, but the dumb thing worked.
Unfortunately, it's working.
Yeah, exactly.
That actually feels so doable. So it's just about starting to show your brain that you're already safer, already more capable than you probably give yourself credit
100%.
for.
And you know what one could be tomorrow morning, Beck?
Yeah.
Listen to a money podcast.
There you go.
Putting yourself ahead. Do you know how many people don't listen to money podcasts? If you're listening to a money podcast, you clearly want better for yourself.
Yeah, that's so true.
Like you're clearly already in this situation where you're like, I'm going to listen to a podcast on mindset. I'm going
Yeah.
to listen to a podcast about hopefully putting myself in a better position. If you're listening to this, I'm talking to you.
So true. Some people have said to me, like, I can't listen to Shoes on the Money yet. I'm not there yet.
I'm
It
not
makes me
ready.
anxious.
Yeah, I hear it all the time.
And you're here and you're ready. And it doesn't matter if you're technically doing things or not. Like, this is huge.
I'm
that
not
you're
scary,
here.
I promise.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
So
guess
what do we do next?
Yeah. So once you've got the first layer, which is like your evidence building, the proof that says, hey, actually, maybe I am okay. The next step is actually building capacity. This is a little bit more challenging. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because abundance isn't just about like feeling safe, right? Like feeling safe is good and it is really important because it takes our fight or flight response away. It makes us not feel so stressed. It's about learning how to hold more money, more options, more success. Because if no one ever showed you how to feel secure with money or they didn't teach you how to trust that good things can stay, then having more just feels as scary as not having enough. Like it genuinely does. So building capacity means getting better at letting things go well. It's about not panicking when things start working. It's not about literally ruining it for yourself. So many people get money and they're like, oh my God, it feels too good to be true. And they self-sabotage. They ruin it for themselves. They blow all of their emergency savings because they're like, this feels uncomfortable. And do you know what feels comfortable? What I always know. And while that might not be comfortable, I know what to expect. So I'm going to end up broke again. It happens to the best of us. So building capacity means that we are letting ourselves keep the raise, enjoy the trip. We are backing ourselves for the next step without waiting for it to all fall apart. Capacity, Beck, it means saving even when it's really uncomfortable, not just when it's really easy to save, not just when you're like, oh, well, I could save this month because I didn't go out, so therefore I have an extra $50 and I can save this month. God, that's easy. We are needing to put a framework in place so that $50 is consistent even when it's not super comfortable because that's what's creating capacity for us. We're going to ask for more. We expect people to respect us. We're going to ask for a raise. We're going to ask for a better deal. We're going to ask for an opportunity. You're at JB Hi-Fi and you're buying a product, we are going to ask for a better deal.
Yeah.
It is uncomfortable. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable,
Scary.
right? We're going to back ourselves to take a risk that you used to think was like only for other people. It's not for me. It's only for other people. Why? It's all for you, baby.
All for you.
It's all for you.
This
We're
world
gonna
is
be
for you.
willing to just have more. Not self-sabotaging when things start to get good. And I know you all do
Yes.
it. We all do.
Yes, very
It's
true.
human nature. We want to revert back to being where we were most comfortable.
Yeah.
And we are comfortable with what we can expect. And if you start being uncomfortable, we need to ask ourselves why. Is it just because we haven't been here before? Potentially. This is often when people, they start to hit like an emotional wall because abundance, it doesn't just feel good. Sometimes it feels really unfamiliar and honestly scary.
Okay. But what about when bad stuff does happen? Because it does feel a little bit,
Bad stuff does still happen. Like we're not going to pretend it doesn't, right?
yeah. It does feel a bit unrealistic, I think, to say believe in abundance when you get hit with like a $1,000 car repair
It
bill.
feels like it feels like we're running an MLM cult.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're like, oh, I'm not making any sales. And I'm like, just believe the sales are coming back. Like that's not it. I think bad things can still happen.
Yes.
And real abundance mindset is not about pretending that life doesn't throw you a curveball. It's about believing that you can absolutely recover, not believing that you'll never fall over again.
Yeah.
Right? Studies show that people who practice realistic optimism, not delulu optimism, the key there is realistic, not blind faith, Beck. They're more resilient financially and emotionally after setbacks.
Okay.
Like that $1,000,
Yeah.
it's going to suck. We'll work it out. But it doesn't make you feel as trash as it would have historically.
Right.
It's about going, oh, this happened, but it is what it is and we will move forward because more money's coming. Like I think so many times we would fall into, well, I'm ruined now. I'm done. I'm bad at this. I suck.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's not how we speak to ourselves in this house.
No.
Absolutely not. And if you think you're helpless, girl, you give up. You're like, I'm helpless. I can't do anything about this. I'm just going to go back to bed. But if you think you can rebuild, you can actually take action. You could call the mechanic and you could be like, hey, I don't have $1,000. Could we please work out like a payment plan? And then we could shift our budget for the month and work out how we're going to make that a reality. Like we're just facing tasks head on.
Okay. So it's more like I trust myself even when it's messy.
Absolutely. Because you're not like bad things are still going to happen. But like, girl, you're equipped. You can deal with this.
Yeah. You got the tools.
Abundance, it's not about being delulu. It's about backing yourself even when it feels messy, even when it feels hard, because you trust that there's something bigger waiting for you if you just keep showing up. And you don't need $1 million in your bank account to actually start living like that.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind how many people say, well, I'm going to need to wait until I have more money before I, feel successful. Like, no, girl. You won't feel successful with $1 million in your bank account.
That's so true. That was me literally right before this episode. I was like, oh, I'll start saving when I earn more. But it's not the case.
Because that's easy. And then you'll just fall off the bandwagon the next month.
Okay. I love this so much. I think it's like the perfect way to wrap this up.
You're done with this. I like it.
I am, because I'm ready to start my new life, my abundance lifestyle.
Exactly. We are going to kick scarcity mindset to the curb.
So if you know someone who's stuck in a bit of a scarcity mindset, and no fault to them because we've all been there, send them this episode. Let's help them start backing themselves too.
Absolutely. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts so that we can continue to bring you the money wisdom that hopefully you love. Have a good week, guys.
Bye, guys.
The advice shared on She's on the Money is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. She's on the Money exists purely for educational purposes and should not be relied upon to make an investment or financial decision. If you do choose to buy a financial product, read the PDS, TMD, and obtain appropriate financial advice tailored towards your needs. Victoria Devine and She's on the Money are authorised representatives of Money Sherpa Pty Ltd ABN 321 649 27708 AFSL 451289.